guys, it's House of Haley. I'm back, and this time I swear, well, I can't say I swear, but I really want to stick to stick to it this time. I honestly, this past couple of months have been really hard for me, and I just need to start doing something, so I'm gonna start doing this. And although I hate editing, I really hate it, like hate it. But I'm just gonna what's it called push through it because I do like actually making a video part. So yeah, and I have nothing going on in my life right now, so why not? So as you can see, I have a document pulled up, and it's the Morbid's Ultimate Decades Challenge. I've realized that I really like playing like back in the day like this, and I like how there's a challenge and everything, so I really enjoyed it because I have started it and I just got the idea last night to start recording. So but don't worry, I've only played like 8 some days, so and the only progress I really have made was it's summer and my sons had a baby. So we're gonna be reading through the rules today. This is just rules today because it's such a like if you can see it's such a big document that you have to actually go through and like detail go through it. 'Cause I haven't even done that yet. And then you also got what decade you're because this is the main rules, and then down here there's links to the other what's it called to the centuries rule. Is it centuries or decades? That's centuries. Okay, yeah. So Morbid can actually have this video up about how to play this game and how to set up the spreadsheet, which I already have my side up obviously. I do want to say she does stop it at 1860, which and I don't think she's ever gonna actually finish it, especially if she's has unplugged from everything. Like she's not making videos anymore or anything. So I think what we would do is just play once we reach here, but this is gonna take us years anyways. So but once we reach 1860, the end of this, we'll just play from 1860 to 1890, just free play, and then we'll go back to the original decades challenge rules and play through that. So let's just get into it. What is the ultimate decades challenge? This challenge was originally created by Zombie Cleo. Ooh, that's a good old timey name, isn't it, Cleo? Get your Sims from 1890 to 2010 and play throughout history. How I play this challenge has been uh, modified and designed so that you start in 1300s England and make it all the way to current day America. The point of my decades challenge is to, of course, challenge yourself, but at the same time, live as historically accurate as possible and get your family's legacy to survive to modern times without dying out. You can expect a lot of tough times, death, and heartache, but still fun times as well. Basically, this is just saying that you don't have to play exactly how she has it written, and it's not 100% accurate to real life historical events, but you can just change what you want. There are some things that I've changed. Trigger warning: we'll be playing through wars, pandemic, tragic events, and have Sims dying, including babies, toddlers, and children. If that's not something that you are comfortable watching, these videos are not for you. That's okay. I have other videos up that you can always watch. Um, I do want to say this is probably 18 plus content just because of that. And so if you're not 18 plus, I think you guys should go watch something else and probably don't watch the Ultimate Decades Challenge at all. You probably should just go watch the original. Me playing this challenge, it does not in any way allow or support the ideas of racism, homophobia, incest, slavery, genocide, sexism, and colonization. So the challenge begins in 1300s. Every new year is 4 days. So every 4 sim days, that's a year. So basically, this is just telling you how to set up the timeline, which I can explain right now. So say I started with Catherine and Edwin. I'll put them in a teen because back then this is when you started having a family. Catherine and Edward, oh my god, had John Lightwood. I'll put John Lightwood here, and then I'll use the age key to decide the next birthday because I will have 18 off, so that age my Sims. And you know Victoria Lightwood, she was born in down, 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 right? Yeah, that's how that works. Aging your Sims to align with time in this challenge is going to be very different from regular Sims 4 gameplay. That means that aging has to be turned off, and you're going to have to manually keep track and age up your own Sims. Using Sim pregnancies as a guide, that means 3 pregnant Sim days is 9 months. So we'll assume every 4 day is a year. 4 days equals 12 months equals 1 year. Obviously, pregnant 3 days, the length is 9 months. So babies will be 1 day. So when they age up, they will be 3 months. When they age up into infants, and so on. You guys get it, right? Yeah. Since the Ultimate Decades Challenge goes through history, for us it is going to be 1300s to 2020. You can use the life expectancy on this document that will be listed for you in each section. So basically, birthing moms have 5% of dying, babies have 30% chances of dying, infants have 20% chance of dying, toddlers 20%, children have 30%, teen has a 15% chance. Young adult has a 15% chance. Adult will have a 35% chance. And I'll get to why I'm not saying the older in a minute. Okay, so death rows. To get a little more realistic and to do some population control, then you're going to have to roll to see how long your Sims will survive and continue to live for. They can die giving birth as babies, teens, or live long, happy lives, but it all comes down to the dice roll. This makes the challenge exciting yet hectic because you don't know who's going to end up living or dying. You'll be using a set of different D-rollers throughout this challenge. Say I just had a baby who her mom make it. Yes, she did. Okay, so now you're gonna roll if Grace had made it from birth. Did she make it? So she got a 7 when you rolled. Well, it's gonna be different. So this is the 1300 death roll. This isn't the death rolls for the 1300. So she got a 7, right? She lives. Now she just aged up to a toddler, right? She got a 6. She lives, and so on. So if you roll these numbers as they age up, then they die. So if you're thinking about trying this challenge out, there are some mods that you probably would need. Kill toddlers, children. What's it called? You would need a children/toddlers can die of anything mod. There's other mods listed in here that you should use. Here's another list of mods you can use. I'm using MC Command Center and Wonderful Whims together, but I do have Wonderful Whims turned off. So every day you can try for a baby. You have to wait 24 hours after giving birth before you can try again, and that's also true if like one day you tried and your Sims didn't get pregnant, you have to wait 24 hours to try again. With this challenge, you have your main household and then you have side households, so that if you need more Sims, you can get them. For all your other Sims who are not your heirs, you must roll a D-roller to see how many kids they are allowed to try for. Heirs can have as many babies as you want, but only as many as they can produce. So basically, we don't have a limitation in the main household of how many times we can try, but we can't cheat pregnancy, basically. Try for a baby once a day for your heirs, but allow a 1 day grace period for after birth of no child. These are the pregnancy chances. When you start the challenge, you have two founder sims, and once the family expands, then the lineage will carry on to continue the family name throughout time and history in an attempt to get to the 21st century. Make sure to pick a really good last name for your family, since they will hopefully carry it on for centuries to come. Which I did. I love the last name I picked. It's like one of my favorites. Your next heir that will continue your main lineage should always be the eldest son. If your Sims fail to produce an heir, then the lineage can then continue with the eldest daughter's husband. However, keep in mind that your family last name must now change to the husband's new one. If your prospective heir dies and ultimately death, then move on to the next in line. If everyone in your main family that dies and there's no one to take up the mantle, then move on to the next closest related side house to your main household. They have been bumped from the side household and are now your main household and must be treated as such. All the Sims who are not your main lineage don't matter as much technically, so you can do whatever you want with them. You can choose to never see those Sims again when they marry and move out, or you can continue following their family lineage. The choice is yours. However, if you choose to follow them, they are now your side households. Marriages. One, once the main heir is old enough to get married, age for marriage will change throughout and will be stated. Right now, it's 16 years old. Then you will officially be able to pass along the torch and move to the next generation. So once your main heir marries, you will move on to the next generation. Once you've passed the torch to the next generation of your main household, they will become the new heirs, obviously. Your heir can marry someone their own age, older, or younger. Tip: I suggest marrying your Sims off as soon as possible into someone the same age to get ahead. If your previous gen heirs are still alive, then you can't move them out. Show some respect. Yeah. So obviously, yeah. If your Sims partner suffers an ultimately death, then it's up to you to choose if your Sim remarries or not. Throughout history, most people did remarry, but keeping track of so many Sims can get to be a lot, so I'll leave that choice up to you. So, illnesses and events. Throughout history, you'll find there are a lot of illness and events that will cause you to roll extra when time comes. It is inevitable. Keep an eye out for those events when listed and follow those instructions. Portraits. We are doing portraits, but I can't make them look like portraits, so they just look like black and white photos, which I feel like is fun. The start of the decade challenge. You may start with either a teen or young adult sim. It can be single. It can be a single sim or two married sims, which I started with teen and they were married. Your Sims must start as peasants, which they are. So you should start in Winterberg, which I didn't. I started in what is that? It's the neighborhood that comes with college leaving. But you cannot leave that sim world once you've chosen to settle for a while to pick. So pick wisely. Start your founder sims off only with starter funds for your family to buy a lot and start your farm. After that, set your money to zero using cheats, which all the money that they have earned. So, your founder sims must be placed down on the biggest lot to allow room to grow for 100 years. You cannot have any famous sims unless you choose to have royal NPCs. You cannot have a career since none of the in-game ones exist yet or are too modern, which they don't. They're farmers and painters, and to make money and sustain your Sims, you can grow produce, fish, paint, woodwork, and make candles, knit, have cows, chickens, and hens, and cross stitch. When harvesting crops, you can only do so once every season at the end of every season, which is why I have this season set to only a week. Keep in mind to only eat foods available at the time. If using mods, then consider Yo Cookbook, which I am using. Have dust enabled as an extra choice to do, but no, you can't use any vacuums yet. Check out these mods for accurate cleaning, which we have. You can only have color lights and dislikes. You can only have male heirs until stated otherwise. You must always move out your female Sims once they're married. When making Sims, these are the traits you cannot use until stated otherwise. Geek, ambitious, proud, child of the islands, frugal, green fiend, dance machine, recycled, display, vegetarian, and lactose intolerant. And that's the end of the main rules. 1300s, the Middle Ages. Around 1300, centuries of prosperity and growth in Europe came to a halt. A series of famines and plagues, including the Great Fame of 1315 to 1317 and the Black Death, reduced the population to around half of what it had been before the calamities. Along with depopulation came social unrest and endemic warfare. Because the average lifespan is short, you can start with decades-long challenge. Start your decades-long challenge with different generations, with 3 different generation 1 Sims, which we already did. You may marry off your starting heirs at the age of 16 or older. Teenage stage starts off at 13, so you can marry them off 3 years after the start of teen stage. The 1300s average lifespan is really short, so marrying off your Sims in their teen stage will be ideal. You must pay a dowry of at least 500 to marry poor, 5,000 to marry middle class, or 10,000 to marry rich for all your female Sims to be able to get married for now. If your Sim cannot afford payment, then sell off the most valuable item your Sim owns and don't keep the money, but now your Sim automatically marries dirt poor. Only when heir Sims get married may you receive 2,500 simoleons for getting married. Your Sims may divorce but I don't know that word, but I know what this means, or from what I think what it means. Basically, is you cannot actually get a divorce. You have to, basically, you just decide who gets what and go separate. That's what I got from when I searched this up. Only the eldest male heirs can inherit. If you have no male heir, then the eldest daughter's husband may inherit. If you have no children left, then look to the next closest side household, marry a male to inherit. No Sims can woohoo or do any similar act unless married until stated otherwise. However, if your Sim does woohoo and have a child out of wedlock, then the child cannot inherit the heir title. Your Sims cannot have any leftovers since there's no way to store food in the game. Don't do so until stated otherwise. You cannot adopt Sims for now unless it's from your own side household family who has a toddler or child with no parents. If you're using mods, which is suggested, then check pregnancy chances further down below for your age, stage, pregnancy percent chance. If a Sim gets sick naturally in game, then you can't cure them with medicine. You can only use natural remedies. If a sim dies, you complete the Grim Reaper to spare your sim's life. You never know, might work. I don't think I'm gonna do this. Births must occur at home, not hospital. Babies can only can be fed through breastfeeding and not by bottle, unless the mother dies. Your sims can have weddings with these traditions. Bride and groom walk down the aisle. Groom's best man walk down the aisle. Groom parents and then bride's parents walk down the aisle. The vows, wedding rings, and a spousal kiss. Build by. You must play with lot challenges, off the grid and simple living, which we are. You can have as many cottage living animals as you can afford. There is no electricity, so you can only use candles and lanterns to light your home to stated otherwise. You can use bushes as toilets, but all the toilets are too modern. I have a CC toilet that's not modern. You can only use the wooden bathtub to bathe until stated otherwise. Only wooden furniture is allowed in the house. You can only use stone, dirt, or wooden floors and walls. No drywall, wallpaper, etc. Straw roofs only. Rugs and trapezies are allowed. Use wooden counters, which are painting styles, landscape and classic and portraits. Kids drawing cannot be hung. Place down a clothing line and a washman to do your Sims laundry. And this is like something they would live in. So here are the pregnancy chances. Side household marriage roles. When a child, roll D20 for marriage. Roll 1 through 3, never marry. Roll 4 through 20, get married. So there's a good chance that your sim will get married. So basically, 2 through 11 is the number of baby attempts, then 1 means no children. Adult end of life, your sim ages up to an adult, 30 to 40 years old, and after, if they make it, they will age up into an adult end of life, which will be an elder, but they won't look like elders. I will go here. They can live up to 50 years old, but they can't live past, so I will roll 6. So whoever I just roll will only live 6 extra years, and then they will pass away. You have to grow your own food or be forced to starve. It's the stuff that the Yule cookbook actually uses too. These are the only ones I can have until stated otherwise. And then here are the events which I will not be reading right now. I will be reading them once those time has come. I will show you the family tree now. If you're TVD fans, you recognize Katerina Petrova. I just always liked the name Katerina, and I couldn't think of any last name, so I just went with Petrova. Yeah, and then if you have Katerina, then you have to have Elijah, because I didn't realize that I had the name Stefan baby names list, so. But Elijah Petrova and Katerina Petrova had a baby, Grace Petrova. Alright, so as you can see, we'll be starting off in 1302. Basically, yellow means just the day we're on, and the red means that's a date that day has passed. Grace is an infant right now. She will be what is it called? A toddler? I don't know if she makes it, but we will see her age up into a toddler. Jasper and Maribel Blackwood. I believe Jasper is Katerina's brother. And then there's Walter and Abigail Fitzgerald. And I believe Abigail is Elijah's sister. As you can see, Jasper and Maribel already had the first baby shower, but before each video, because I'm going to be playing through 1 year in each video. Before each video, I will be going through and I will let you guys know if they get pregnant or if they don't get pregnant. Obviously, you go down, and these are their birthdays. So here's 1300s death rows and stuff, major life events, which I will be going through when it's time. I am going to be taking pictures of each year before the video. So let's go to the next tab. So this is the Sims info. So it's gonna list all of the Sims we have, in the last name and the gen and what gender you are, the year they were born, if they're alive or dead, the year of the death, if they died, and then like say if Elijah passed in 13 in this year, that was if I hit enter, it will change. So let's go on to the family tree, which is just like generations. So basically, it's just who the father is, who the mother is, and who the children are. Marriage and babies. This is where you will roll if they get married, if they never get married, and how many pregnancy chances they're trying. And basically, this is where I can keep track if they're pregnant or not. So both of them are trying. Here are the names for future babies. I do randomize it. I just don't come over here and pick them. I randomize it on my phone, so I will have to screen record that and show you guys. This is just a farming key, and this is just some data. I don't know really. So I'll be adding the pictures I have already taken to the end of the video. Now I'll be doing that every year. And then once I haven't decided if it's gonna be decades, after a decade, I'll just put up a video of just the pictures that have been taken, or if it would be centuries. I don't know. It might be both. Yeah, I should do both. Yeah. So yeah. So if you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. Subscribe if you want more. If there's anything I can and will do better, please let me know in the comments section below. And yeah, that's it. So hope you guys have a good day, night, or whatever time you're watching this. Alright, bye guys.
Lay in my bed, staring at my phone. We made mistakes, I admit I was wrong. Can't take it back, can't wish it gone. All that I know